So today is October the 21st. Basically in class, we have already taken the notes from the front of this sheet, and the kids were filling it in with me. And then we also talked about, personally, Miss Donahue has big fat handwriting, so I cannot fit problems like that on what I call that kind of style. I have to write them out going across the paper. So since every class has done those in class, here we go. I'm going to start with, this is the homework. Okay, and I'm going to start down here with number 14. And in most classes I've gotten to these, so it shouldn't be a big deal. Here we go. Okay, so 14 says, how many 1/4 foot lengths of pipe can be cut from a 7.5 foot pipe? So I want you to think about it. If you had a pipe that is super long and you're trying to break it into little chunks, little 1/4 of a foot chunks, like, can you imagine cutting that pipe?
I think it would be a little hard.
Okay, so what is the big amount that you are starting with?
7.5.
7.5. Like, you're starting with a 7.5 foot pipe, and you're going to break it up or divide it into 1/4 chunks.
Oh, I'm getting the question now.
Okay, so you're looking for what's the big, and what are you breaking it down by?
Small.
Okay, now, so change this. We start out by changing this to a mixed number. 2 times 7 is 14, plus 1, 15 over 2. Keep the division sign. Keep the 1/4. Okay, now we're at the new step of keep, change, flip. I'm going to keep 15 over 2, change to multiply, and flip it over to 4 over 1. Listen, get used to seeing that in proper fraction. It's going to be a lot more normal after today. Okay, I am now in the magic box right here, where there is multiplying, and I can do cross simplifying. Does anything simplify?
4 and 2.
4 and 2. 2 goes into 2 once. 2 into 4. 2. Okay, so 2 times 5, 15.
30.
And 1 times 1 is 1, so 30. Now think about it. 30 what?
30 1/4 lengths.
30 1/4 lengths. You could even call it pieces of pipe. 30 pieces of pipe that are 1/4 length. You just took, like, it sounds weird, but you took a pipe that is this long, and all it is you broke it into 30 chunks.
Breaking a pipe down?
If you needed to make smaller chunks. Yes.
So on this, on the second term, we do keep the change flip. Do we? Oh, I got it.
You sure? Okay. Yeah. It's going to take a few. This is where homework, I hate to say it, we need to practice this to get it stuck in our brains. And that's where the homework kicks in. I mean, I hate it, but that's part of it. Okay, so look at the next one, number 15. 15 is what I call a real-life question if you're having, like, one of those pancake breakfasts and you got to bake a ton of pancakes for stock. And you need a ton, and you need to, like, know how many to fix. The lunchroom, they do this all the time. And if you can imagine, like, it starts out, they say they've got this 22 cups of flour. It's a bag. Guys, when flour comes in the cafeteria, it comes in huge bags. So then this recipe for pancakes is going to call for 1/4 of a cup of flour per batch, which is a little bitty amount out of a big bag. They need to know how many batches of pancakes can they make with that big bag. They do this all the time. So, what is the big amount we're starting with? 22. Like, it doesn't seem that big, but it's cups of flour. It's like a bag. We're dividing it by 1/4. Okay, so go back to all the rules we already know. 22 is really 22 over 1. Keep the divided by 1/4 until you get it all nice and pretty. Once you get only tops and bottoms is when we're going to keep, change, flip. Keep 22 over 1. Change to multiply. And flip it over to 4 over 1. Can anything simplify? No. Listen, that's 2 tops. Don't simplify that. So, 4 times 22 is 88. So they can make 88 batches of pancakes. Kind of odd because you started with a 22 and you get bigger numbers. That's the way the fraction and decimal world works. Okay. Are we good so far?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So, let's do this. It will be kind of weird. Let's go down and do 11, 12, and 13. Nah, let's start with number 1. Okay, let's do number 1. Here we go. Now, I'm going to work it on notebook paper. If you want to take a second, get out notebook paper. But I just want it to be nice and pretty for tomorrow. What you can work it out on the back if you want. A lot of the kids today have just flipped the page over and worked them on the back. It is up to you. I'm just going to do mine on notebook paper. So, okay. So, first I'm going to copy the problem. So, wherever you'd like to copy it. If you want it on notebook paper or you want it on the worksheet. Whatever you want. It's funny because some of you are already ahead of me, which is fine if you're getting the right answers, but some of you are ahead of me and are skipping a lot of steps. And it worries me that when we go to get to the answers, you're going to have the wrong answers. Okay, here we go. Okay, so starting out, let's get rid of these mixed numbers. If you don't remember what to do, I'm going to do this on the first one. We're going to multiply 6 times 2, which is 12, and add the 5. Some of you, when you got your answers wrong on the quiz, you forgot to add in the 5. It's almost like you just went too fast. So, 12. Okay, 17 over 6 divided by 34/5. Is that what y'all got? Okay. I'm at the keep, change, flip stage. Keep 17/6. Change to multiply. Flip to 5 over 34. Magic box right here. Is there any tops and bottoms that simplify?
Wait, 17 and 34.
Yeah, this is weird. Even if 17's prime, always check it with the bottom and see if it goes into anything. 17 goes into 34 twice, 2 times. So, you don't have to do that. Just make sure your answer's the same as mine. So, 17 into 17 once. 17 into 34 twice. So, in the end, I get 5 twelfths. So as long as you got 5 twelfths, you're good. Yes?
I was so confused on that part. When I found out that 17 goes into 34 2 times, I knew to cross out the 17 and put 1, but I forgot what to put for 34.
Yeah. So, like, if you can get the 1 here, think about the math. Like, if you got to write it on your paper, what you're telling me is 17 divided by 17 equals 1. So what if you put 34 there? 34 divided by 17 is 2. There, y'all, you're not the only one. I got a lot of kids who will write 17 right there. Just kind of slow down on that part. You're not the only one. Okay, now number 2. Most of these, I'm going to say, can clean up and get a little bit easier. Okay, try to just make it all nice and pretty so y'all can actually see it. So like this one, I'll admit, my first reaction is ugh, because 31 times 3. Still not that bad. 93 plus 2, 95. So it's not like that bad, but it is a big number. Okay. Divided by 38 over 5. Okay, so right now I'm thinking, oh goodness, I hope that this thing starts simplifying. But first, I have to keep change flip. Yes.
Oh, I already remember. Hold up.
Wait a minute.
I did the thing, like I made this just one time, and then I changed this. I changed this, and then made it 19.
Listen. You can't flip. You can't simplify anything till we get to the next step.
Oh.
I know that's the hard part. So if you want to do a goofy box around it every time, if it helps you. So what I'm saying is, like, we can't change these yet. We got to keep 95 thirds.
Some students, I have some reminders.
Change to multiply.
Tryouts today or tomorrow.
And flip it
All
over.
tryouts that are scheduled for today have been canceled due to the weather. Tryouts will resume tomorrow and Wednesday. Also, if you're going out for wrestling, listen up. 3rd round and meet in the gym. You are dismissed 3rd round and meet in the
Sit down.
gym.
Now, you finally are where it can simplify. If it can simplify.
38. That's it. No, 18. Wait, 35.
But I want you to think about 38 divides by
First round buses may be dismissed. First
2.
round buses may be dismissed.
2 times 19. Listen, in a class earlier, I got this wrong. But it's 19 goes into 38 twice. Brandon, are you this spelled, babe? Okay, good. And 19 goes into 95 5 times. So it did simplify. I didn't even realize it in one of my classes. Yeah, go ahead. Just leave it there and come back in the morning or whenever. Okay, London cake. No, supposedly the ones after this are a little easier. So, yes.
Shouldn't it be 4, 1, 6?
Wait a minute. You talking about the final answer?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. I'm not there. 1 second. Yes.
Okay.
You got it. Yes. 25 6. 4 would be 24. There'd be 1 left over out of 6. Is that right? You got it? You tell me. Did you get it? Okay. Let's try another one. Someone was working these earlier and said that when you hit that it's easier after these 2. So I'm gonna work a few. Let's see. Okay. Good. 3 divided by 1 1/3. So 3 over 1 divided by 3 4/3. Yeah, but I'll tell you what'll happen on this one if you want a hint, which will be people will forget to flip it, or they'll try and simplify it right there. Keep, change, flip. And what will happen is they'll try to simplify those 3's right there. But you got to wait till this step to see if anything simplifies. So nothing simplifies. That's right. So I get 9 over 4, which is 2 1/4. This is why tomorrow it's going to be super important for y'all to write out these steps so we can kind of go backwards and figure out where your mistake is. Okay? Bishop.
Sorry for interrupting, but
You're
is
fine.
it raining?
I have no clue. London Kate. Figured out? Okay. So now I'm going to work number 4. 1 Good. 1 3/4 divided by 3/4. 7. Shh. Just keep working them. You're getting done with your homework. This one? What'd you do wrong?
I put 4 over 7 instead of 4 over 3.
Be careful. That's just from me flipping it 4 over 3. And you can only flip the second fraction. Please just keep going. If you're ahead of me, just keep going, guys. Number 5. 2 divided by 4 2/7. So 2 over 1. Ooh, yeah, that was that's the thing with these. None of it is any harder or easier. It's just slowing down and not making just little mistakes. That's the biggest thing. London Kate? Yes, top number's bigger. So what I would do is, before you ever turn in a test or something, go through every answer and make sure you didn't leave any top number bigger. Any top number bigger. Okay, I'm going to do one more. I didn't get to as many in some classes. Well, I only really got to 1 and 2, so I'm just wanting them to be able to see some answers divided by 4/5. Stop. You're going to not work on your homework right now, that's fine, but just peacefully. I wish you were still working, but you could be correcting it.
It is now time for car riders to be dismissed. The car riders may be dismissed.
Ooh, I can see right now kids simplifying that one.
16 plus 15. But I know which one said
You just got to read it.
this is between the beginning, right?
Oops. Key 11 ninths. Changed. Multiply. Width. Y'all, when you took Friday's quiz, you would have something like this, and you even divided it out, but you told me the answer was like 1 6/15. You just subtracted wrong. Just count it twice, like from 15 to 17 type thing. Okay, so if you are watching this video, or you're lucky enough to still be sitting here with me, haha, you are only going through number 10. So, we will see how many kids listen or watch the
Now
video.
time for second round to be dismissed. Second round motions may be dismissed.
I know you only have 2 left. Listen, I was trying.
Not there. I gotta tell my mom that it's there.
Listen, I'm sending it out on Remind. I just hope that people read it.
When I get to go. Are you just gonna sit here until you finish?
Only y'all know the problem of what I mean.
Awesome.